Hello, everybody. I'm Jalen, and welcome to episode 18 of my Minecraft Survival World. And today we're going to be doing the most building I've done in a single episode so far, by far. So, hope that's something you're into. It's going to be all about building today. And yeah, between episodes, I spent a bunch of time flattening land out down here and just extending things, giving me plenty of space to work. And we're going to try to fill this whole area in here today. Got 5 pretty decent sized buildings planned out, and I'm really looking forward to getting going here. Kind of biting off a lot, but excited to attack it. And yeah, we're going to also extend the road back here a little bit and have a boardwalk going along the river here. We'll just kind of get that set up today. We'll actually work on that in a future episode. But yeah, for now, we're just going to kind of start laying out the buildings, seeing where we want them. And right here going into the boardwalk, both of these are going to be smiths, so weaponsmith, armorsmith, toolsmith. And up here we'll have the stone mason with a nice interesting shaped building there. I'm definitely trying to get some interesting shapes. And down here we'll have the library, kind of one of the main buildings right in the center of town. Again, trying to get interesting shapes. And having to mess with this road becomes a theme, so get ready for that. Up here, we'll actually add a stable. I had a recommendation in a episode or two ago from a viewer and thought that was a good idea, and that's a good spot for it. So I'm liking the layout we got of the buildings here, and now it's time to just use up all my resources. Start getting the walls up, and this is where you start going through the resources. And these two buildings are kind of building the same, but I'll differentiate them as we go, but definitely the same layout, and that's on purpose, kind of have them go together. And I thought bricks was a good combo for the stone mason, and mud bricks is one of my favorite blocks, so we'll go with that for the library. Hard to get away from them sometimes. In the stable, we're just staying classic wood types, kind of old school. Yeah, now that we got the walls up, you can kind of start to see how things are looking, but we've still got a couple floors to add on a few of these buildings here. I think the birch and the brick go together pretty nicely. Yeah, now we'll get kind of figuring out the trims, finishing up our color combos around here, seeing how we want to do things. Surprise, surprise, I'm using mangrove with the mud bricks. I just think it's such a good combo, and I think it goes well with the spruce as well, so it ends up being a pretty cool combo. Yeah, now that we got the trims on and kind of our colors figured out, I'm real excited for our little center of town down here. Definitely lots of potential. But I got to be thinking, I'm wishing this road was 7 wide instead of 5. I feel like we've just kind of outgrown it a little bit here. As well as I want to get rid of these trees for now, and I'll replant trees once I kind of have everything built and do it a little more strategically. But widening this road ends up being a whole lot of work. I've kind of got my pattern going on this road, so it ends up a lot of times that I want to do little changes, I have to tear it all down and shift it over. So lesson learned with doing the pattern. I probably won't keep doing that, but I like how it looks, so we're gonna keep it for down here. Yeah, I got chopping those trees that were bothering me, but the main thing was just how much work I put into just making this road 7 wide instead of 5. Just keeping the pattern was a lot of work, but definitely glad I did. I think it looks a lot better 7 wide rather than 5. Some people might not even really notice it, but Definitely just feels more like a city down here now. I'll get rid of that floating tree, but getting those trees out of the way as well just open things up down here so I can kind of create my view how I like it, and then I'll bring the trees back eventually. But for now, I'm gonna put a little work into getting this boardwalk started. When I say a little work, I actually mean a lot more work than I planned on when I dove into this project, but really glad I did. It's really inspiring me to do something with this area. Definitely did take a lot of planks though. And when I got over to this end, close to the bridge, I realized I'm real close to the boardwalk from my beach area over here. I was actually even right on the same level, so I decided to connect those up, so now it goes all the way around the island here, so I think that's really cool. Not all the way around, but you know what I mean, connects things up. And then I just got extending the boardwalk out. I tried to go 5 wide, giving me plenty of space to work with. I think in the end it ended up looking really cool. Then I just started blending the land in and connecting it to the boardwalk here. And over by the bridge, getting rid of it for now. The bridge is still going to happen, but just to give me space to work, I'm doing a nice little stone tunnel connecting the beach area to the new boardwalk area. I think it ends up being a pretty cool little idea. But yeah, this is once again where we're really going through the materials. I got started on actually connecting the whole boardwalk down to the river down here. So you can imagine it really goes through the stone. That's what I've been saving up for, right? So yeah, just to give you a little before and after. And I'm not going too crazy, I'm pretty much just bringing it down. Like I said, we'll have a future episode where I really come back here and detail this waterfront. I placed a bunch of dirt down so that I could place these logs this way, but it ended up being a mistake because I was doing that to match up with the beach area, but I didn't even do it that way there, and it makes more sense to do it the other way, so you have the dark contrasting with the planks on the boardwalk. So that's alright, I'll fix that later. Still got things looking pretty good, and you can see from down here just the potential that this area has to really do something cool. I could put little buildings into that rock wall if I wanted, have like some small little hidey holes, but like I said, that'll be something for a future episode. For now, we're gonna get going on getting some roofs started, which is a huge project, but also makes a huge difference in just how things look down here. And you can see I'm kind of matching these buildings up, and I'm trying to do things a little different. For example, doing the tower a little different on this building, but like I said, I want them to look like they're built together but also look different. And then for the angled roofs, I just keep continuing the angle. And again, having the angles and the different shapes just really does a lot to make each building a little more unique. And yeah, once we got filling the roofs in, for the first time ever, I'm actually doing a little bit of a gradient. Just only 2 blocks. I'm going from birch to sandstone, but I think it looked really cool. Just having that little pop of light at the top there. So I ended up following that theme along with the other buildings, going from deep slate tile to deep slate brick on this one. And then from diorite to quartz on this one. I think it looks really good on both. And for the stable, just staying classic wood types, oak. So I'm just going from oak to stripped oak. And then I did the same birch to sandstone on the library here. I think it just pops really well. I don't want it'd be real easy to go blackstone colors on everything, but I'm trying to have some different colored roofs, and I think it looks good. Then we got filling in the faces of the roofs, I would call them. I thought the dripstone was cool for the stonemason. Just different types of stone makes sense. And then, yeah, in keeping with the theme, oak and dark oak for these two buildings, but kind of flip-flopped with their trims. And I think they're looking really good. I'm liking all the color combinations we got going down here. This roof ended up being a little difficult. I might end up going and doing a little something about that, but I think the weirdness still looks kind of cool. I like the gray for the face of the roof, I would say. But yeah, for now, we're going to take a little break from this area, head back over to the spawn area, because I always like to try to do a little something for an old project each episode. And today we're going to be doing our last farm that we've been really planning on for the Microfarm Mountain, which is a nice villager-powered wheat farm. So got digging out the area here, giving me a bunch more room to work. And pretty simple farm. Just dig out below here a little bit and get a nice hopper minecart track set up just to be underneath your average farm, which I did. The video was messed up on, so you kind of missed me filling the farm and filling the building here. But yeah, you just got your minecart running under the farm that'll pick up anything that the villager doesn't pick up. But first, you need a villager. So I went out and did some villager hunting at night, and on the first night, I got lucky and found this guy. Yeah, have to make his way back here. Give him his medicine. He's going to be a nice, useful villager for us. We'll come back and check on him later. For now, I spend the day gathering some cherry wood and cherry leaves because I plan on doing a nice big cherry tree here. So after a bunch of gathering, I kind of did a little test just to see how high I want to go. I'll fly off and check what I'm thinking here, and you might not be able to see it very well, but that's a decent height. I'll probably go a little taller than that. That gives me an idea of what I want to do, but I knew I was going to need a bunch more wood and leaves, so I gathered that throughout the day, hoping to find another zombie villager at night, but I didn't have any luck with that. But I got working with the one we had, so yeah, I just placed the composter there, and he wasn't accepting his job, and it took me a minute to remember I need to put a bed down, which right when I did, he became a farmer. And then in theory, you just fill him up with a bunch of wheat seeds so that he has no more room in his inventory left, and he should drop all the wheat and the minecart will pick it up. But a mistake was made, which you will see later. But I did spend the day again kind of working on this cherry tree here, just getting some branches laid out. Again, fly off and check, and I think we're looking pretty good. I'll end up replacing the bright pink with full logs so that it'll be covered with bark, but I think we got a nice little general shape going here. And I had hopped over into Creative Copy, kind of doing some testing on how I want to finish this here, and it's going to be a whole lot of work. And I've already got so much work on my plate working on the village down at the island down there, so this is going to be something I come back to. But yeah, I came back this way to check on the villager, make sure things were going right, and I realized he was picking up the wheat, so something wasn't right. It took me a definite little while to come to the realization that it's because he was composting things and it was opening up spaces in his inventory, so I made a couple trades and locked him in as a farmer, and then just deleted the composter, and now we should be good. But yeah, it feels good to have that done. It's the last main farm I've been procrastinating on from Microfarm Mountain over here. And I do look forward to coming and getting that cherry tree going. Getting a nice view of the island here with the new buildings, and it's just looking really good. I'm excited about that. When this whole island's filled in, it's going to be quite the little base. But flying in from above, we've made a lot of progress already today. But we've still got lots more to do. We're just going to continue the assembly line kind of thing we got going here. And start by getting some floors put in. For the angled buildings here, I ended up having to put a little time in getting rid of all the extra blocks that I used when putting the roofs on, because you have to do that when you're doing angled roofs. So, but yeah, oak wood floor for the stable and jungle wood for the library, mainly just because I think jungle wood and the mud bricks go together really well. But yeah, nice to get some floors put in, and now we're gonna get making the outside look a little better. Starting with the simplest of all tasks, doing some windows. Yeah, now it's starting to come to life slowly but surely here. Then I got going on adding some texture to all the buildings, which this was a whole lot of work. Cutting it down into just a few seconds, but to do this to all the buildings definitely took some time. But I think it really looked good in the end. Now that we got at least a good start on things as far as the basics go, I'm gonna get going on utilizing the trim here to add some depth and color to the builds. I might end up going kind of crazy with the stairs sticking out in some places, but it really just helps with the shape. And for the theme I got going down in this village area, I think it actually just works really well. So I just kind of embrace it and go with it. When I'm building in different areas, I won't always be going this heavy on the trim and all that. And yeah, down here, instead of flower pots, I'm going to do some armor stands displaying the smith's work there. I think it'll look kind of cool, but still definitely placing lots of flower pots, mainly on the upper levels. Yeah, like I said, going kind of heavy on the stairs. Sticking out stairs just to give the building a little shape, but you can see it definitely does give it some shape. And I think it's looking really cool. Just really looks like a building now established, and I think for the smiths down here especially, it just looks kind of heavy duty. So do a little editing magic and do the same thing on the one on the left here. And I think they look really cool. I like how the towers are just a little different. The layout's the exact same, but they're just starting to look kind of different, and I think that's exactly what I was going for. And I haven't neglected this side either. I've worked on the waterfront side as well, so yeah, it's going to look really cool when we get a few buildings coming from that direction as well. But yeah, I just think it's looking really good, and now we just got to kind of continue the process along with the other buildings. kind of came up with this design for flower pots when working at an angle. Sometimes it's just hard with the trap doors at an angle. You end up with something weird and bulky, but I think those work good. I think this building came out looking kind of cool. Same for the stable here. Just kind of keeping a Western theme, but also in theme with all the other buildings surrounding, and I think it came out looking really nice as well. Simple, wooden. The library, my favorite of all the buildings, I think, mainly just because the angle that we're built at just makes it kind of unique, and now that we're getting some depth going on, I think it ends up just looking really good. At this point, I was just really happy with the progress we've made. I think we've got these buildings just looking really cool. And I've just really put my head down and gotten to work, and I'm going to continue to do that by changing the landscape a little bit around all the buildings down here, making it not just green like everywhere else. So for the smiths, I'm going with kind of the same mix as my road up at Bays. Extending some dirt out onto the main road like it's built over a little bit. I think it looks kind of cool. And then for the library, I had to do a little work on the road to make it make sense, and then got going with a kind of a brick courtyard type thing down here, which I'm looking forward to doing something with, but I think the colors themselves just look really good. And then just got filling this with a nice stone hill for the stonemason to be on. And connected that to the grassy area of the stable here. Got a nice little entryway, and then did a little dirt combination where the horse is actually going to be staying. Then I decided it'd be cool if I could extend just a little horse field right outside so that the horse can step outside and be standing out there sometimes. So I think that'll be real cool. And then, yeah, we're just about to the point I wanted to be. I did go ahead and fill in some flowers just to get some decor going on, and got some armor stands put down where I plan on for the smiths to display their work a little bit. And I spent the night lighting up the area a whole bunch. Far from mob safe, but definitely lit up enough to look cool at night, which I think nighttime is a very underrated time in Minecraft. A lot of people just completely skip. I work through it a lot of the time, probably even when I shouldn't. This being a perfect example. He came out of nowhere. Things had gone so good for quite a while now. Luckily, I respawned right where I died, so that made things easy, but yeah, I had to protect my stuff a little bit. And unfortunately, I am reminded here that my pants were some really good ones I found in the end, but they were Curse of Vanishing, so I lost my pants. I think I'm taking that as a sign. I planned on doing some more details and fleshing things out a little bit, but I'll be honest, I got sick, which put me out for quite a few days. Kind of had me out of commission, so this is taking a while to get out, so I want to get it out. So I'm just going to kind of call it at this point, and then next episode will really bring the area to life around here in quite a few different ways. And you'll see what I mean when we get there, but I'm super happy with all the building we got done, though. There's definitely no doubt about that. By far the most I've done in an episode. Didn't get any of the interiors done, but that'll be something that I pick at next episode as well. Got a little path coming up from the beach area down there, and yeah, I think getting rid of all the grass and just having it be different land styles down here and blending them just looks really well. I'm looking forward to this little courtyard here. And we'll put in work at all the buildings, like doing a forge at the smiths and all that, just to make each building represent what it stands for a little better. But that'll all be for next episode. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to that one. But for now, we're going to call it a day. So, as always, I really appreciate you all coming, and Have a good day.